Welcome back to episode 18 of A Standard Moon Start. Here we are back at our base. We need to make a bunch of heavy cable here. Get my big batteries out there connected to the main base. Load it up with some more gold and copper there. I'm going to grab these railings and continue work on farm 4 downstairs. And we're going to improve the lighting condition. Yeah, you got those lights up there. I'm kind of still mucking around with what I'm going to do up on this side. I need to pull those solar panels off the roof of this base so I can have a better path of wiring. And down into the basement we go. Alright, so I actually discovered another boo-boo in my farm layout. I will resolve it. I discover it in this episode and resolve it. Can you guess the boo-boo? All 4 have the same issue. It's just probably not apparent yet. So that's your quiz for this episode is spot the error. Here I'm trying to finish up farm 4 here and get it up and running, get all 4 running. And need one more to get over there. I think I mentioned I tried putting multiple robot units or docking stations on a single set of railings, and that didn't work out so well. It just doesn't seem to work. But not a problem. I'm just kind of scanning around how I can run some lights in here and kind of brighten it up a little bit. And if I put them here, I'm trying to figure out where to put them, they can work way up. I have a little spot right here next to the chute system to run some lights. I figure I put a couple over here while I'm working at, trying to brighten this up a little bit. I don't think I put that in the right spot. Looks like I need some more cabling too. Basically, I figure I'm working down here, so I figure I'd go ahead and... Now, another problem, you can't run wire cables through those chutes, unfortunately, so you have to work around it. So I think I'm going to kind of snake it down the other side. Yeah, then I realized, I really can't go that way. Not without looping around, make it look kind of weird, so we'll just go the other way. Let's turbocharge this a little bit. Just running a cable down, halfway down the base. We'll figure cut over here and just kind of shortcut it. Okay, a little more lighting here. At least a little brighter. Just checking, I haven't seeded yet. So basically the program's running as a reminder that the code's set up that it will wait until the, I guess call it the primary or the one hydroponic tray, which is actually a hydroponic device. So we have one of those quote unquote trays, which really is a device per farm, and it triggers off of that and waits for it to seed before it goes ahead and continues on. So right now it's just waiting for those to seed and before it starts up. Out of standard cable here, so I'm looking around to see if I had any piles of cables laying around, and I don't seem to have any, so I'm going to need to go ahead and print up some more. grab these heavies. I need the heavies for outside for a little later. Yep, and we need a bunch more chutes too. Okay, so we got chutes printing, some cables printing. We'll just grab some of these, just print it off, and what I'm doing, checking the quantity to see how much more we're gonna get. Now, copper is real cheap to acquire, so overprinting basic cables shouldn't be a big deal. Now, this cable, this line, I shouldn't run it here. I should run it one over to the left. So I'm kind of rushing this right here. So this area right here is where I'm going to have the recycler and the stacker for bringing all the wheat. So basically the wheat and the wheat seed, grab my cutter here, will get sent over to chute. I'll just dump it all into the recycler. That'll give me reagents, and then I just I put it in a stacker and stack it in groups of 50. And then from there, now we don't get to it this episode. We get that far in this episode. And then in the next episode, which will be 19, I'll set up the automated centrifuge. I actually put in one centrifuge since I had it, just threw one together and threw a batch in for a manual run. And you haven't noticed it yet. A little bit before this video came out, I put out a video on how to automate the electric centrifuge and the code and all that. And so basically in the next video I'll use that code and just drop it in. And in that case, and typically if I have, I'm just kind of looking around, make sure everything's okay. If I have automation that's kind of short, then I'll just put it in the video and the episode, not worry about it. If it's kind of long and maybe a bit complex, then I'll go ahead and make a standalone video about that. And there's a few other sections like how I do the cooling. I want to do a separate video on that and just kind of break that out a little bit. It makes it easier for someone to search it, then you can go track it down. Okay, we got a ton more chutes here. And more cables coming out. And another IC chip. And I believe we're all out of electron. Fortunately, it's not too difficult to make. Nope. It's nice, kind of yellowish color, and so it's not one of those. And it's not that up there. Nope, 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 nope. And over there, I was kind of looking for some, got gold. So it just needs gold and silver. It doesn't have any extreme temperature requirements, very low temperatures. Just a very precise pressure setting, which is easy to do with my setup. So it's not a hard thing to acquire. It's just just doing it. And not in my nuke battery, just still charging up. Now this is I recorded this before the achievement update, so I guess I have to make another nuclear battery in the next episode to get the nuclear battery achievement. I'll probably do that in the my Vulcan series, which is still going on. I'm just spending a little time on the moon right now. Alright, manually turning off the light. Yep, I should automate that. And I did automate all the lights on Vulcan series. Just haven't got to it. I'm kind of my top priority right now is to get those farms operational. and get the flow of wheat and stuff going to the recycler and the stacker. And once get the centrifuge going next episode. So in the next episode, that'll be get the centrifuges. I'm not sure how many I need. I'll start with probably 2, and then set up the and see if those nukes are really putting a stress on those batteries up there. So it seemed like it's was a good plan to expand my power situation. So I'm going to do a little my quick high-speed mine run. I'm going to grab some gold and silver if I find it, and just whatever else I happen to be close to. Now it turns out I have a whole bunch of gold sitting in the lockers. I didn't look at the lockers before I went out. And we found cobalt, so we'll always go for the cobalt when you find it. It typically is one of the harder things to acquire. A lot more gold down here. As I said, I actually had plenty of gold in my locker, and I have gold ingots too. But I figured, well, you know, we'll just do a little mining and collect some more, and that way I'll just do a smelting run. And here's some more silver, since we're here. I do have plenty of silver too, or not plenty. We have some silver. And got to fill some more gold here. And we're back. Yeah, the second battery starts to discharge, so it's definitely leveraging both those battery systems. All right, so we're just going to we're checking this. We're going to turn this off. So we're actually going to grab the right tablet here. And it's not that hot. It actually is, I believe it's hot enough. Yeah, it's hot enough to make electron. But on the moon, you know, volatiles and oxide is like free. There's so much of it. We'll just fire the furnace up and heat it up and go that route. So we'll do that. All right, so I'm just going to, I just fire up the furnace, make it nice and hot. For electron, just make it nice and hot, no big deal. And then I'm going to throw in a double batch of gold and silver, and the silver, of course, will crank it up even higher. And get the electron. We'll sort our ore a little bit. And double check that, and we're, boom, we have some more electron for our make our IC chip. So kind of a long path to make an IC chip, and almost. Nope, definitely much hotter now. We can use that to make a number of things. I really like this setup, having that tank off here, and it works out pretty well. Yeah, I still have my things to do list to put in an advanced airlock in here, so I stopped having to manually cancel. And yeah, this stacker, yeah, I'm glad I switched over to using this stacker. I used to just pick a printer and use it to break things up and dump everything it currently has. So the standalone stacker is definitely a big win, and in all future series I'll go that route. Specifically, it's a big time saver, so that's the key thing. You're not dumping all that ingots all over the place and have to put them back in. You just need a little bit of space to stick it someplace. Grab our IC chip we'll use for Farm 4. Now we still have the last thing we wrote out or worked with was the farm logic. And that is retained in the computer, so we just have to export it. I did look at the what was on the screen there. Okay, has everyone discovered my small flaw in my farms in our quiz yet? We have to wire up Farm 4. So let's see, it's 35, 70, 280 growing of wheat down here. Plus I have the stuff upstairs. So that's 320, over 320 hydroponic tray / devices growing stuff. That should be more than enough. And as stated before, I should have all these isolated on their own transformer, or at least have the 4 farms isolated on their own transformer. I do that in the standalone farm automation video. I have a little better setup. As I said before, I don't want to spend the time ripping all that apart and moving things around. So we'll just, it's a one-shot hit to get these set up, and that's why I kind of prefix it with the the farm number. Makes it reasonably easy to find. So we have the arm, the hydroponic device, and then the input bin. Yeah, I really wish those import bins were automatic. You didn't have to manually. I think the devs are kind of mucking with it sometimes. Okay, so this one's, we finally got, so it's got seed in it. So the first one's seeded. This one hasn't done anything yet. Okay, you got, real soon here, you got to figure out what I did wrong. Do you guess it? If you guess, you put the chute a little too close to the track, then you win the internet for a day. And obviously I made the same mistake for all of them. That one actually started going too, and I think the other one started going too. So turn some lights on. That's right here. Yeah, they're all jammed up. All right, so what I'm going to do is just kind of just pull these out and just move it over by one. And since I have to do this for all 4 farms, we'll just do this quickly. It's not just pop, pop, pop. Fortunately, it was a real simple fix. So, all right, we fixed our farms. Well, almost. And so anything we see like falls out, we'll just throw it back into the import bin and manually cycle it. And let's just clean up this little wiring, just keep it nice and neat. And turn it back on, and everyone should be happy now. And leveraging right click when I can. And I said we'll just toss it in here and cycle it, let it go wherever it goes. Okay, we got farm 1, farm 2. Looks like farm 3 is still waiting. And farm 4 is running. And we got a mess. need to get some more chutes in here. So the reason I put a gap right there is I didn't want the stuff falling over here when I start trying to lay out the equipment, and have to keep moving things out of the way as it drops on me as I try to put stuff down. So I put a gap there for now. I'll just fill that in later on. Got a whole bunch more chutes over here. Turn these lights on so you guys can see. Yeah, I'm still not great on the lighting issue. I'm working on that. So. And yeah, we're still waiting for that to go here. All right, we need our recycler and more stuff. I'm getting there and getting there. All right, so it does really. So the first, once we get the recycler, the stacker, then we'll have the centrifuge. Then I think the first, we'll be making volatiles and do we get carbon dioxide? I think we get carbon dioxide. The pollutants we're going to dump outside. We don't want to store that. But we'll get volatiles and CO2 and charcoal. So that's the output of the biomass for the first path. And so basically we don't have any way to generate nitrogen in a closed loop initially. The only way to do that is with a composter. So and we have a lot in storage, and I can not grow soybeans. But we'll deal with that at some point, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of figure out where to put this. I put it in the wrong spot. We'll adjust it in a little bit. So I think it's gonna go here. Trying to figure out where I'm gonna put it. Now you look down this building here, it's all gonna flow to my right. And that works out because typically the devices have input on the left, output on the right, and so we'll just go with that flow. We'll work our way down, and then we're going to use arc furnaces to process the biomass, and then we'll enclose that, and then we'll have vents will pump out the gas, and then feed it in the filtration systems we have on the far right from us. So here, I notice I put it in the wrong spot, so we're going to move everything over by 1. Once we get all this set up, we'll have, and I will run once I get the charcoal, I run it through a second time to get the carbon dioxide out. It also permits running the solid generator anywhere. A little too far. But I'll probably run those outside at some point. I doubt I need the power, but it's more of, I guess I just keep the charcoal to make steel, so it's something I can do with it, so I won't have to mine coal. It's either I burn it, or I make steel out of it. I don't want it like piling up, if you have everything automated, it's running, I don't want to have this huge pile of charcoal I stack up somewhere, because it becomes if you let it run a long time, and then the charcoal builds up, and then it kind of placing it to make sure how it goes. Then everything backs up because you have too much charcoal at some point. But if you run it to a generator, you're burning it up, so you don't have to worry about it ending like that. Okay, so we have this set up here, and then we'll just run this chute up from here. Now I could actually use a centrifuge as a means to perform the stacking. I don't really need the stacker here. But I decided to put one in. They're pretty cheap to put in, not that much power, so. Okay, we're picking up the mess we have here. And then we're just going to throw it into the bin and let it flow through the chutes. And into the recycler it goes, and the stacker goes. And we'll start getting groups of 50 reagents floating around the base. Okay, so we're getting there. We got 4 farms. I think farm 3 started up by now. I have to look over there and see what it's doing. Nope, farm 3 still waiting for that first one to seed and get going. I decided to print up a couple lockers and just kind of put those reagents somewhere so they don't stack up or roll around the base, get lost. So I figured we'd stick that here. This is kind of temporary. Oh, I say temporary. I'll probably never remove the locker. Okay, neat and tidy base. Until the next one runs through. Yeah, this space is working out pretty well. So you got one whole side. It's sort of like a loop, you know. It comes down one side, making all the food, all the farming, and then comes loops around here and goes back the other way, back to the gas processing area. I mean, I sort of had that concept in mind. I wasn't really sure how big to make the base, but it's kind of worked out. Okay, make a centrifuge. Now I'll make one. I actually make a couple. How many I make? And I set it up, and I just stick it someplace just to fire it up. Because when I recorded this video, I hadn't I haven't done my my centrifuge automation video yet. I haven't figured out how to program those. I have never automated the centrifuge before. We got some charged up nuclear batteries. All right, now we're living the good life now. So that will last, what, 8 times? Yeah, I think it's factor of 8. Factor 8 from the small to the large to the nuclear battery. They're not that expensive to make, so I'm going to try to prioritize making nuclear batteries in all my future episodes. So I'm not really sure where to put this, and I think the cable running needs to be moved over by one, because I want to put 2 of these in here, like one there and one there. It'll make it kind of cramped getting through, but that'll be fine. And then I need to move the lights over by one, so it's kind of like do I stick it here? I'm not really sure, and I'm not sure how I want to connect the stacker to multiple centrifuges yet. The output of the stacker to the input. So I figured, well, let's just stick it here. I have it in my hand, and I have the wrong sheets in my hand, which I don't know until I start welding and realize, oh, it's the wrong one. I need steel, not iron. Back up we go. Definitely need that bat pole from getting back down again. I don't need the iron. Somebody did tell me don't run around with a wrench in your hand because you might click on something by mistake. And I should put that wrench. I think I needed a wrench. Okay, that's why I needed the wrench first, and then no weld. Still, I agree. It's probably not a good thing to run around with a wrench in my hand. Probably for real life too. And so we're just going to do this for fun. It's just to show we're making progress. Make some biomass the old-fashioned way. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is how many centrifuges do I need to keep up with these four farms. Now, these 4 farms will be kind of batchy because they're all sort of waiting for the first one to go to seed before they start it up. And then once they clean out the farm, they'll kind of like wait again a little bit, so there'll be no flow of wheat and seeds flying across. And the seed part should only happen during the first startup. After this, there should only be wheat coming across, even though the system handles either one. So I think I'm going to go with 2 centrifuges next episode, hook them up, have them load balance between the 2, and just see how it goes for a while. And you notice that definitely the moles are jumping. We are definitely, I think I'm going to put volatiles there, and that the one I haven't used yet. Or I may put another volatile tank on the other side. Not really sure how that's going to work out. Now I can run biomass in a composter too. You don't have to do that way. You can run it directly, but probably easier flow wise just to do that. All right, turn off some lights here. Boom, boom. Yeah. We should automate this. Okay, so we got that running. That's running, and we'll turn off these lights the hard way and let all this stuff do its magic. So grab a few more solar panels here. We need some glass, so we're not forgetting that. I was tempted to put that nuclear battery in my arc welder, but I figure I don't think I have any big arc welding projects coming up. Oh, one of the things on my list is print up some wireless batteries. I have that Omni on the transmitter. So I'll print a few more of those up so I have something for my tablet and other stuff I'd use nearby. Turn that off and yeah, I guess it's okay out here. And we'll start another. Oops. Trying to think, did I put that one panel in the wrong spot, or just the angle looks kind of weird? Yeah, I did. I put it over one too many. I didn't notice that. Huh. Okay, well, I guess I have to fix that next episode. Did not even realize I put it in the wrong spot. So you can actually put these a little closer, but the graphical part of the panels kind of like touch and they overlap. There's no actual I don't think there's any collision built into the system, but they overlap and they go through each other. So I purposely do not put them that close to each other because I think that's an exploit. The system should be detecting that there's collision going on there and interfering with them. So I will move that in the next episode and put it where it belongs. That was done by, I didn't realize I had them that close. Alright, so here I'm running the cable all the way down so we can get the, off the batteries upstairs and then get the panels off, and it will move all these solar panels. Once we get this connected over, we'll move the solar panels over. That's quite a bit of work just because, it all came down sort of a chain effect that I want to get the solar panels off the roof so I have room to run the cabling to put better lighting in that area. But before I can do that, I got to put the new panels, start the new panels somewhere else, and then I figure I put the new batteries in, and so. Alright, so now we're tapping this off the battery, the big battery, the large stationary battery we have on the other side. And this is surprising. Yeah, so I guess it was good timing on increasing my power generation ability. I think those Nukes batteries, charging both those up, put too much pressure on the system. I think it would catch up now since those batteries are now charged, I think. Or I just have too much crap going on with adding all those lights and the farms all going. And I think each one of those grow lights use quite a bit of power. I'm not sure what the robots use. I think it's too much. So I'm mirroring the other side. So effectively, this cable operates sort of this top level floor, and the other one I just put in previously will operate the farming area. And then the third one, that'll go underneath for the deep miners, and the water generation will be down there too. So we end up with 4 station batteries that we... So they call them station battery in the description, but I believe in Wikipedia, the full description, these are stationary batteries. They don't move. But I guess that was a little too much for the title. So, all right, so got that off main power. I'm thinking about what to do with some of this stuff here. And do a little cleanup. Yeah, so you need to pull off some of this steel, this iron stuff, and replace it with steel, and that'll be fun. I need some more heavy cables so I can finish up the other side there. Yeah, that's another thing I should do more of. There's certain things you tend to use a lot of, and just turn up like I don't know, 300 6-7 rolls of heavy cables and light cables and have them stacked up, and that way you always have them to go. So I'm grabbing some more steel frames so I extend out my platform for the solar panels. I can French fries there. And we'll swap that out with a wireless one. Should be one less battery to flip-flopping back and forth. We'll place the labeler too while we're at it. Another battery. Don't have to worry about it anymore. I got a lot of stuff in that printer. Okay, let's get out there and see if we can't get that other battery replaced. Yeah, I'm going to need a transformer too because I put the wire going down. It's still just standard cable, so I need to flip these over somehow. So what I'm going to sort of do, I'm going to run a little bit of cable down like heavy so I can update the stuff below to heavy. And yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a transformer up here. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just ran the cable down and connected it up correctly. Oh well. The old hindsight thing. Alright, so we're going to stop this and print a transformer. I'm kind of rushing this and I'm probably not thinking things through too well. Alright, so I think I print a second one by mistake. Let's get back to heavy cables here. Put the X one over here. I'm sure we'll use it for something. Okay, so we're just gonna nuke these and then hook it up. So we're killing power to part of our base right now. I'm actually not sure what to do with these batteries. I have 4 of these things. I'm not sure. I really don't need them anymore. Probably put it in my storage locker area. Alright, so I go, well, I'm sort of like putting something temporarily up here. So we'll just stick this like there, and then we'll turn that on. We'll crank that up. And then we'll snake this around like this. And easy the other way. All right. But our base has power again. And a much bigger battery. Just trying to get the power back up. And then now we can rip out the solar panels out because we're no longer charging off those. I'm just double checking that works. Alright, so now we're just going to pull off all the glass and then we'll rip out all the units. And battery goes dead. We'll grab a battery somewhere else, swap that around, and pull this stuff out. And okay, so now we can reuse the. Our inventory is kind of full right now, so we're going to dump off some of this extra crap inside my little electronic pile. trying to stack up these units. Oh, got a nice stack going. And we don't need that, so we'll just leave that near the, probably drop off that housing in my hand. We'll update that battery that we grabbed. Put that back. Probably should print up another wireless battery. Drop the housing next to the computer. Make sure I got my suit on. What do I need to go outside and put up some more solar panels? And all I'm doing here, I'm just, mounting a bunch more solar panels, cabling them up, giving them names. Then I'm going to extend the platform a little bit, a little further out. So, nothing too exciting. So let's speed this up a little bit. Now we're going to clear this out a little bit. I try avoiding over mining, so I kind of build a little bit out and clear it and weld it and add a little bit more. And with this design, I can actually take it as far as I want, although I could widen. I could also just make them more dense, but I think, famous last word, I think this is going to be enough. I mean, worst come to worst, then maybe I'll tap into that charcoal for additional power if that becomes a problem. Yeah, the charcoal system will be, I'll have to build something smart that looks at battery, so maybe it'll be a backup. They'll have solid generators set on the network that if those large batteries start dropping, say hit 50% power, which means I'm definitely having issues, then kick in the backup generators to get them going. The problem is it's kind of hard to test that logic. You build something out, and if it's hard to test, then you might not find a bug until you turn out your batteries are all zero because the logic didn't kick in as you thought it would, or you ran out of charcoal, so now you need an alarm on it. The other problem is that a backup system like that can hide a bug. So let's say you have a problem charging. Say I disconnected a wire or something. Yeah. See that one panel? It's kind of weird. I got to fix that. It's the same with software coding. You can do things to hide bugs. So I've put a nice backup system. The backup system kicks in, hides the bug that I have some critical cable disconnected. And then, because the batteries look okay, because the generator's kicking in, and which I don't notice, and then I run out of charcoal, and it can't keep up, and all of a sudden I have a dead base. So there's pros and cons of all these techniques. So maybe put a backup generator system with a sort of an on-off switch. So by default, it's off. But if something, what hits the fan, and I need more power for some reason, I can just toggle it on and get those generators running until I can resolve the power problem. I think that's probably a better concept. I doubt I need it for this scenario, but it might be interesting to do for fun. And the way I would test it, I would purposely disconnect the solar units, let those battery drain, and then flip them on, see how they do. And hopefully remember to connect up the power back again. All right, so I don't really like a long base like this. It's not my preferred design, but it kind of started because I put them. I think I mentioned this before. I did mention this before. I started the moon base, my initial platform, too low. I should have built it up 3 frames higher. I think things. If I did it 3 frames higher, then I could put solar panels right next to the base because they don't block my view. I did all this work just to block my view. Kind of a strange reason for building construction. But that is the reason. I want those solar panels not in my backyard, basically. Kind of shy about disconnecting wires. After on Vulcan, I disconnected the wrong wire and disabled my satellite. So now I'm kind of looking at this going, I'm pretty sure that's not needed. Yeah, and I got comment that I should use the X-ray card so I can double check the wiring and just make sure before I slice and dice. Haven't made that yet. Always something to do. All right, we're getting close to end this episode, so we got the farms all up and running. We are taking the wheat and bulk, which is wheat, and a little bit of seed, and we're recycling it. We're stacking it, and we got packs of reagents coming out. We'll just stick this out of the way. I don't want to store it inside. I don't want to just discard it. There's no storms on the moon, so you can leave things outside and they don't get blown away. We got solar panels moved over. We got the top cleaned up a little bit, not completely. We got a little more work to do, but I think this is sort of a background thread, so I think the priority for next episode is start generating some volatiles. I want to close that circuit. I want to be self-sufficient on volatiles. So until next episode, see ya.